Well, fans of Total War Warhammer have been waiting for these last few years has finally arrived. Total War Warhammer 3 has been announced. Cue the trailer.
Death is like the winter chill. No door can keep it from us. And summer yet may bloom again, though ice be all upon us.
My child, there is so much to tell you that I have run out of time. The sacrifice I made was not enough. The dark gods still feed on our transgressions. Corruption. Obsession. Deceit. Rage. You must face these demons.
What was my reaction, you may ask? It's quite
Simple.
Khorne will always have blood, yours or theirs.
So from what we can see in the trailer, as well from the Total War blog, the fan-requested and long-awaited favorite, Kislev, will finally be a playable faction. As for the Chaos Gods, from what I understand, Nurgle, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, and Khorne will have their own factions. As you can see, it says, "We are excited to be able to confirm that Total War Warhammer 3 contains a wider selection of individual races than any previous Total War Warhammer core title. Deep within the realms of chaos, the four ruinous powers of Nurgle, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, and Khorne are preparing for war, and two mighty kingdoms stand sentinel, the stern warriors of Kislev and the vast empire of Grand Cathay." We can't wait to start introducing you to the 9 playable legendary lords that will lead these races into battle. And to my count, that makes 6 release factions? This was always my hope, but always thought it was a very slim hope to hold on to. This makes me very happy. Many fans held on to what some would call a fool's hope of one day seeing Cathay as well. So I'm astonished it's even coming, let alone a release faction. Now, since Total War titles are normally released with some sort of pre-order DLC, in Warhammer's case, always a race pack, I think it's safe to think it's either the Ogre Kingdoms or the Dawizar, also known as the Chaos Dwarfs, as a pre-order DLC. That would make one hell of a lineup of factions to choose from the get-go. Now let's take a look at what we can actually see as far as units from the trailer. The first to show up, I believe to be the Ice Guard. If you were aware a while ago, Warhammer community shared new early development concept art for these fearsome figures, and I for one love how they look in the trailer. The Ice Guard are an elite fighting formation of mystical Kislevite warrior women. Members of the Ice Guard are known for being equally skilled with bow and blade, but where they differ significantly from other Kislevite units is that they are able to channel the elemental magic of their realm in a similar manner to their Ice Queen, the most powerful practitioner of this unique form of sorcery. Next, we see the troubled and yet determined faction leader, the Tzarina Katarin, the Ice Queen of Kislev. The Ice Queen of Kislev is the current ruler of the Kingdom of Kislev and is known as one of the most powerful ice witches to have ever lived. From the icy fastness of her capital city of Kislev, the Ice Queen Katarin rules her land with an aloof majesty. The daughter of the fiery and charismatic Tsar Boris Boka, she ascended to the throne in 2517 IC. She is the latest in a long line of Tsarinas descended from the ancient Khorne queens of the Gospodors, the powerful tribal group that migrated west centuries ago and became the dominant peoples of what was to grow into the great nation that is Kislev. Moving on to Chaos, we get our first glimpse at the beautifully disgusting greater demon of Nurgle. I'm guessing this could be Kugoth the Plaguefather. He's a unique great unclean one. Kugoth is driven by an eternal quest to discover the most perfect pestilence that has ever existed. But we won't know that's who this is till they release more information. The second greater demon, I believe, might be Katarin, who is the greatest of Slaanesh's Keeper of Secrets, for it was he who led the rape of Ulthuan during the Dawn Ages. During that great struggle, the first Phoenix King Anarion faced Katarin and was the first to destroy the demon's mortal form. The two confronted each other a second time during the battle for the Isle of the Dead, and Anarion was once again victorious, resulting in the creature becoming imprisoned within the vortex for more than 6 millennia. Again, we have to wait for our confirmation to know if that's who this is. The third greater demon, I believe, might be Kiros Fateweaver, known also as the Oracle of Tzeentch, the Keeper of the Destiny Scrolls, and even the Mocking Watcher, is perhaps the most powerful of his kind due to the actions of his master, the Changer of Ways. The demon now knowing every spell in existence and every action before it's conceived, ever since he clawed his way back from the Well of Eternity after years uncounted within its depths. Kiros can see things that are hidden even to Tzeentch, but we'll have to wait for confirmation to know for certain. The final greater demon, I believe, might be Kabanda, who is a powerful Bloodthirster, one of the lieutenants of Khorne. He served under Archaon, commanding the demonic servants of Khorne during the end times. He has been known to wield a hammer and whip, and is said to be above even Skarbrand in status. Until we get more information, these demon characters are just pure speculation. The next easily identifiable unit is... well, I have no other name for them to call them the Bear Cav. Sorry, I have no lore blurb for them, but the internet is abuzz about finally getting some Bear Cav. And wow, do they look awesome. And now we have the classic but famous Winged Lancers of Kislev, also known as Hussars, who form the heart and core of the Kislevite Cavalry military. It is their duty to always be prepared for war, as invasions of Mother Kislev are an all too common occurrence to simply ignore. Each stanitsa, or settlement, is expected to provide a force of winged lancers for the mutual defense of the nation, which are often the focus of great civic pride. But if you thought the Bear Cav was cool, the Juggernauts are a mix of demon and machine, used as mounts by the mightiest of champions. These four-legged beasts blend the features of canine and bull, but are covered in profane armor formed and fused to mass of flesh, bone, and metal. Though they may look more machine than beast, beneath this heavy Khorne-marked armor is the war-hungry heart of a vicious demon. Here we have the Bloodletters, who are the demonic foot soldiers of Khorne's legions. Bloodletters gather in regiments, chanting their brutal praises to Khorne. Each unit of Bloodletters marches beneath a gore-soaked banner upon which the names of their victims are inscribed. When loosed to the fray, Bloodletters sprint from one enemy to the next, hacking the foe apart before springing away in search of new victims. But here comes the Bloodthirster. Bloodthirsters are not only the most deadly of Khorne's servants, but the mightiest of all demonic warriors. A single such beast is a harbinger of bellowing death and destructive beyond telling, and lives only to slaughter, maim, and destroy all that it encounters. It is the fury of war given form, the unfettered primal rage of the world made manifest. So before we finish, let's recap. 6 races will be available on launch day. They are the 4 ruinous powers of chaos: Nurgle, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, and Khorne. And the ones to stand against the darkness are the Empire of Grand Cathay and Kislev. And yet another still unknown faction has pre-order DLC, and in the campaign map will include the Realm of Chaos. I'm wondering if the pre-order DLC will be the last Warhammer 2 DLC, and that it could be Chaos Dwarfs? Maybe? Just a little thought I'm throwing out there. Come on, CA, give me those Chaos Dwarfs. As we can see from the Mortal Empires campaign on the far right side, CA has been expanding the map, and what is involved in that side of the map? Well, that's the Chaos Dwarfs area. So I think it's a good guess that they will add them as the pre-order DLC. I mean, it could be the ogres too, so don't count them out. But you know, I got my hopes set on the Chaos Dwarfs. But wow, do we have so much to look forward to this year. So all aboard that hype train. If you'd like to read up on all this information yourself, check the links in the description below, and thank you all for watching. Until next time, take care. I'm Mamba King. So remember,
I've only begun.
Death is like the winter chill. No door can keep it from us. And summer yet may bloom again, though ice be all upon us.
My child, there is so much to tell you, that I have run out of time. The sacrifice I made was not enough. The dark gods still feed on our transgressions. Corruption. Obsession. Deceit. Rage. You must face these demons.